Hey guys, this is Darshil and welcome back to another episode of FPL Must-Haves. Today we're gonna go over Game Week 32, which is a pretty big blank game week. We're gonna start with going over Game Week 31. It was a pretty shitty week for me, I'd say. I went down 10,000 positions from 63k to 73k. And maybe some decisions were kind of questionable, like getting Edison. I really wanted to get him in early so that I could have him for double game week 34, but didn't really pay off, as both Rhea, who I subbed out, and Kepa got more points. And I guess everything else was fine. Maybe just missed out on Salah. I really had it in the back of my mind to get him. He was my number one pick in the last video too, and he did get pretty decent points. I must say, he got 2 goals today. But I guess you can't have everything, and sometimes you have to get it wrong. So yeah, I had Saka, who I had a lot of hopes with as an Arsenal fan, and having him in my team, but it's tough. The pressure got to him, I guess, or whatever, but still back him and still gonna have him in my team for 33, I guess, since for me personally, I'm gonna be free hitting in 32. So this video is really gonna be catering to everyone who's either free hitting in 32 or later, or already has used it. Mainly just giving you 3 picks that I think would be really good to have in 32. And the disclaimer out there, I'm not going to put Salah. I think he's probably going to be around like 99% owned this game week, so it's pretty obvious given without any say that you have to have Salah in your game week 32 draft. But yeah, let's go into the fixture analysis and move ahead. So quickly going over the fixture analysis, you can see it's a big blank in terms of the big teams, I guess. Brighton, Chelsea, City and Man U are blanking, so you might look at the standout teams that are remaining that you want to target are probably Liverpool, Arsenal and maybe Newcastle, but it shows up as a good fixture, but you know, it's kind of dodgy because you never know, Tottenham may show up or not, so it's kind of dodgy there. But some other teams that I think I want to highlight are Crystal Palace, that are doing pretty well, so they have a home fixture against Everton. I think Villa is in the form of their life right now. I think I saw a stat that Emery has, since he's come, he's been as good as Arteta and Guardiola, so he's definitely someone I'd like to have players from, I guess Watkins mainly. And Bournemouth is playing pretty well, so they have a home fixture against West Ham. They may be decent. Brentford is been decentish, but not so much in the last two or three games. They have a home fixture, and I guess that's pretty much it. I guess Leicester has a home fixture against Wolves, so that might be something people might want to punt on, maybe Madison. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So we have kind of restricted number of players, so I expect some people might have like a template free hit, but this video might help some of you to get these picks that are not the most obvious but are still kind of pretty solid picks. So as always, we like to look at the statistics in this video, so we're gonna go over a table that has, again, the data is from game week 28 onwards. We're gonna try and order these teams in order of expected goals against, and that really gives us a view of which teams are doing really poorly in the most recent games and which teams we really want to target. As you can see, Leeds on top, who just considered 6 to Liverpool. There's Bournemouth, they may be doing well attacking wise, but are kind of weak at the back. Nottingham Forest is there, so Liverpool's facing them. You might expect some of Liverpool players in this video. There's Everton, so Crystal Palace are facing Everton, so they have a good shout, maybe attacking players like Olise and Eze. And then Brentford, so Villa's facing them. Their main man is Watkins, who's in the form of his life for sure, so he's there. And Southampton, Arsenal's facing them, so all the Arsenal forwards, I think the main 4, the first team 4 are Jesus, Martinelli, Saka and Odegaard, so watch out for those 4. You can of course only have 3, including like defense or keeper, and Fulham, I guess, completes the list. So I think we pretty much know already some of the players that we want to target, some of the teams that we must cover in our free hits, or even if you're not free hitting and your normal team, maybe through free transfers and hits. So let's go right into our 3 must-haves. So my number 1 pick for game week 32 is Ollie Watkins, the man that Southgate must be watching on in the form of his life. He scored 6 goals and 2 assists in his last 6 games. His price is only 7.7 and his ownership is kinda low. 21.6% is not the lowest, but it's still pretty decently low, as the forward line has had a few good candidates in the past, such as people opting for Havertz, maybe Felix, Kane, TONEY, Solanke, and so on. So I think he's still a decent buy. I think a lot of people might have him, so you might just have to get him because of ownership levels too. But if people don't, they're going to lose out. He's really been phenomenal. He has overperformed his XG a little, so you can see that maybe that proves is quite clinical. And if you just watch the game, he could have scored 4 in his previous game. He had an offside goal and one, I think he had a shot saved or something, but he's really in a good team, giving him good supply, and he's being very clinical, very smart with his finishing, and he literally broke a few records of like 6 away goals in a row or something. So I think he definitely has a good chance of scoring away to Brentford, and he's up there. His numbers are up there with Salah. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want him. He has the finishing, he has the assist potential, he has the goal threat, he has the shots that you need, and he has the actual clinical finishing to score goals. So get him in, don't think twice. He is your number one man after Salah, I guess. My number 2 pick for Game Week 32 is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's here for the first time in my videos. I think he's been getting back his attacking form recently, and Liverpool are getting a little better. Today they wouldn't have conceded if it wasn't for Konate's mistake, so maybe they haven't got as many clean sheets as they thought they would recently, but I think there's potential there. And in terms of his assists, he's got 3 assists in the last 4 games, so that I think is pretty good for anyone, not just leave even a midfielder. He's a defender, so that's a big point, big up for him. His predicted points are 6.2, and just for some context, both my third pick and Watkins have lower predicted points than him. He's just second on the list because Watkins is much more proven and more likely to rack up the bonus points. But Trent is also up there. He's got that goal threat that we know about. He's got his assists, and his price is kind of expensive. But I guess if you're on a free hit, or you have let go of people like maybe Haaland or Fernandez because they're not playing this week, then you have that extra money. So I don't think money should be a big factor. His ownership is kind of low. Almost everyone probably will have him, but you just cannot ignore him because everyone has him. Maybe not everyone will have him because they want to go against the lot, but I don't think it's too wise to go against Arnold in this game, especially against Nottingham Forest at home. He can get literally a 12 to 15 pointer, even an 18 pointer, and I wouldn't be surprised. So he's got the good numbers. He's trying to play a bit more in the midfield role. We saw in the last game that Henderson was kind of playing on the right and he was playing more centralish, and then he provided the assist at the end to Nunez, and even in the start to I think it was Gakpo, if I'm not wrong, or Jota. But yeah, he's getting into those dangerous positions, getting those assists in, and I think he could get a goal. Even against Arsenal, he started to turn up after the crowd was riled up by, I guess, Xhaka. So he has that thing in him that, yeah, this is my time. I've got the momentum. I need to show them that what I'm made of. I don't want to be written off and be replaced as right back next season. So I guess that's my thinking in getting him in. So I'm definitely getting him in after Ollie Watkins and Salah. My third and final pick for Game Week 32 is Ivan Toney. He's been pretty good after the World Cup for sure. Maybe since Game Week 28 he hasn't had the best of games, but overall we know his goal threat is there. His XG, his goals would all be higher. I guess more so goals than XG if he scored that pen that he missed. Yeah, if I was to ever bet money on him to score a goal, score a penalty, I think I would most certainly win everything that is there to win. And you don't expect him to miss pens, but yeah, he did against Nick Pope, which happens, I guess. But going ahead, I don't expect him to miss pens. He's always their talisman. If they have any chances, any ball that's crossed into the D, he's the one attacking it. He's got still 3 goals and an XG of 4.54 and XA of 0.90, so I think that's still pretty decent, and he definitely has it in him if he doesn't get banned. And I guess if you're free hitting or getting him for 1 or 2 weeks, you can definitely assume that he's not going to get banned because he hasn't got bans for so long, and who knows, it might not just be resolved in the next 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, I don't know. So definitely not too bad of a worry right now. And in terms of yellow cards, I think the yellow card ban goes away as long as he doesn't get a yellow card in game week 32. So if he doesn't get a yellow card in game week 32, his cap, how many yellow cards he can get before being banned for 2 games, becomes 15 from 10. So then he has much more allowance, and he is more of a long-term pick too, because we know that for the past, say, maybe after the World Cup, basically he's been very consistent with his returns. He's got some big hauls too, and his ownership has been going down because people are getting rid of him. They're scared of the ban and the yellow card, but if you have him, there's that huge upside. So I think on a free hit, he's definitely a must. I'm gonna have him for sure. And his next fixture is Villa, so he's at home. He has been pretty good at home and definitely stands a good chance to get maybe a 10-pointer or so on. So yeah, get him in. Don't think too much. I think in your forwards you want to have decent priced forwards who are on pens, who have a chance of scoring more than 1 goal. And sometimes I might argue he's better than people like Kane, who always just gets like 7 points, while him and Watkins could get like 13 pointers because their side just goes and cruises the other one. And given that they're facing Villa, both teams have kind of been leaking goals a little. Maybe Villa not so much. But if both teams maybe leak some goals and the score is like 3-3, you'd expect TONEY and Watkins to definitely be on the score sheet and maybe even assisting. So get him in. Moving on to the final section of this video, we're going to look at the watch list. 3 players that I have in the back of my mind with the fixtures coming up. I'll start with the Liverpool guys. Jota and Gakpo both getting 2 goals each today. I think they've been pretty good so far in terms of improving Liverpool side. Since Jota's come back, they've just been going up and up. I don't see too much of a drop in them. It's mostly just steady growth. I think the only problem is that you don't know how many minutes they're getting, so minutes is a big risk, and that's why they're not on my must-haves, but they're on the watch list. They're 2 players that could potentially score a lot of points in game week 34 if they both start alongside Mo Salah, but we're not sure of that, so we want to look at the minutes, monitor these 2 players, see if they're getting into good positions, how much goal threat they have. Are Liverpool as a team attacking a lot, or are they playing more defensive? Are they getting those passes? Are they getting that chemistry that we saw today against Leeds? And if they are, then they may be very good shouts for game week 34, especially those who could just get both of them on a free hit or something. So definitely something to keep in mind. They both are decently priced, probably below 8M. I'm pretty sure, so not too expensive. And then the other guy is Antony from Man U. I think he's been improving his game too, and that's what we want to have on this watch list page. People who are on the rise and are not really highly owned. And I think Antony is basically not owned by anyone, but he's been getting some goals in, not just in the Premier League but also in Europe. And I think he's getting into those positions where he just keeps on running at defenders, keeps on cutting and shooting, and has that chance of getting maybe a deflection of a goal or an assist or even an actual banger in the top corner. So I think he is improving. He's someone to watch if he maintains that right wing spot, keeps on starting games, keeps on taking so many shots as he does. I think his XG will be even higher in the coming weeks, and then we can probably get him if there's not many other options, and maybe Rashford's back and the whole team's stronger with Casemiro, Bruno, and maybe Sancho on the left. So it's something to keep in mind. Don't just get him in right away. He needs to first prove himself, as we want long-term picks more so after we use your free hit. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. These are the 3 must-haves and the 3 players on the watch list. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video, and subscribe to our channel, and see you for game week 33.